opening week is presented by Front Door, and we're open to the front door here at Globe Life Field as the Phillies get set to embark on another season of baseball. Number 141. Yeah, Bryce Harper is here. He's continuing to rehab. Obviously not in the lineup today or for the next month or so, but hopefully one day in the very near future. It's the Phils and the Texas Rangers, the opener of the 2023 season. Hey everybody, I'm Tom McCarthy, and look who we found. Johnny Kruk is back in here in the booth. It's great to see you, brother.
First road trip for a while.
First road trip in a long time. Did you know where to go?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't anyway, but no.
Well, it's nice to have you here.
Good to be back with you, brother.
In Dallas, and expectations are brimming for this ball club.
Hey, even without Bryson, even without Reese now going down and probably missing the entire season, but they added Trey Turner, Tom, and Trey Turner's a guy that can do everything on a baseball field. He hits for power, 21 home runs. He drove in 100 runs, second in National League in hits. Did I mention he has power? He showed that in spring, not only spring training, but also in the World Baseball Classic. He can do everything from the leadoff spot you want, and that includes stealing bases. And now with the pickoff throws over and all that, he's going to those numbers are just going to go through the roof with the stolen bases he's going to have, especially with the guys hitting behind him. It's going to be a powerful lineup even without Bryson Reese, and I'm looking forward to watching this gentleman perform every day for the Fighting Phils.
Yeah, 11-year contract for $330 million. It was a big-time deal, but it is another piece, as Rhys Hoskins said, to the puzzle to get the Phillies 2 more wins here in 2023. The roof is open, and look at who's on the mound for the Rangers. Jacob deGrom. The good news is the Phillies only have to face him one time.
That's it.
In the regular season. Aaron Nola making his 6th consecutive opening day start for the Phillies. It is very difficult not to think back to this clinching game. Ranger Suarez got the last out. The celebration of the National League pennant was underway, and now the defense of that pennant begins. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Toyota. Ready, set, go. Anywhere and everywhere with Toyota's legendary lineup. Let's go places, Toyota. By the Xfinity 10G network. The future starts now. By Citizens, official bank of the Phils. And by Independence Blue Cross. Learn more at IBX.com. The Phillies and the Texas Rangers. You know, that natural rivalry between the Phillies and the Rangers.
Rivalry, yeah. When they were in Washington.
Maybe. They get together here this afternoon. Let's take a look at the Phillies lineup. Brought to you by Xfinity 10G Network. The future starts now. Trey Turner, of course, leads it off, and then Kyle Schwarber will bat second. DHing again today. Will be in left field on Saturday and on Sunday. JT bats third. Derek Hall is the cleanup hitter for the Phils. Nick Castellanos, Bryson Stott, the bottom third of Alec Bohm, Jake Cave, and Brandon Marsh. And now we take a look at Jacob deGrom. 11 starts last year, banged up. He's been battling injuries these last couple seasons. 3.08 ERA, 102 strikeouts, though, in 64 in the third innings of work.
Well, you know, when he's healthy, Tom, he is the best in the game. Let's just be honest, when he's healthy. Problem is his health.
Right. Yeah, he was even banged up this spring training, and that's why he's going to be subjected to just 65 to 70 pitches here this afternoon.
Start the clock, baby.
Yeah, the umpires are getting all set. The first pitch is brought to you by Audi. Experience the e-tron at your local Delaware Valley Audi dealer. And there is the first pitch by
Pudge. Lost it.
Pudge, yeah, he tried to block it.
He lost it.
Well, the first pitch of the year is fouled off at home plate. We're underway, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Turner hitting .298 last year. He had 21 home runs, 100 runs batted in. Swing and a miss. And it's quickly 0-2. What a spring Trey Turner had, not only with the World Baseball Classic, but also with Phillies spring training games. And he's down on strikes, 3 pitches, and 1 away here in the first. Well, he's not going to hit a home run every time he's up, Johnny.
Well, I don't know if you know this, Tom, but this gentleman on the mound doesn't give up a whole lot. And, yeah, this is the issue. You know, we know about the 100. that comes out of the arm of Jacob deGrom, but that's the pitch right there. He just threw 2 sliders to Trey Turner, were just absolutely filthy.
Well, now Kyle Schwarber 46 home runs last year. At a first pitch fastball runs up and off the glove of the catcher.
He's lost it.
You know, folks ask who is the lack of a shift going to benefit on the Phillies? Well, Bryce Harper when he comes back, but Kyle Schwarber definitely.
Yeah.
He hits that one in the air to right center field. It's not deep. Grossman, Garcia are there. Garcia makes the call on the catch. Now there are 2 outs here in the first. Rob Thompson was asked today, he said, with his pitch count, deGrom's being somewhere between 65 and 70, according to Bruce Bochy, are you patient with him? And he said, well, I don't think you change your approach, because if you're patient with him, he'll punch out on 3 pitches.
You're going to patiently walk back to the dugout with your bat in your hand and say, wow, that was quick. I wonder how that happened. Well, because you took 2 strikes.
Well, here is JT, and he takes a first pitch strike, according to the home plate umpire, Jeff Nelson. JT 4 for 32 against deGrom with 2 RBIs. Those are his numbers from a season ago. At a bit low, and it's 1-1. deGrom does have a very good pace going. I mean, he's the pitch timer is not going to be a problem for him. Bouncer foul past the third base coach's box.
He's really never been one to walk around and procrastinate over every single pitch. It just, well, let me see, if I don't want to throw the breaker ball, I'll just throw 100 down and away and see how that works.
2-2. 82 wins, 57 losses.
There he is.
There's your guy, Bruce Bochy.
Oh, I love Boch.
3-time World Series manager, World Series championship manager. And a called strike 3. That was 101 off the plate, but Jeff Nelson rings him up, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 go the Phils. We're on to the bottom of the first here in Texas. Brought to you by the Xfinity 10G Network. The future starts now. Marcus Semien leads things off, and Corey Seager. Those 2 guys, they can hit some home runs, the middle infielders for the Rangers. Facing Phillies right-hander Aaron Nola, making his 6th consecutive opening day start. He's ready to go. JT just got back behind home plate after getting his gear on. And Marcus Semien, who had 248 last year with 26 home runs in the first year of a 7-year deal, takes the first pitch outside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes.
How many times has Aaron matched up against deGrom? It seems like it's every time they played the Mets, they matched up.
Yeah, this is only the 4th time.
Really?
Isn't that weird? 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, I'm with you. I thought it was going to be a higher number than that.
It seemed like they just, every time he played the Mets, they matched up.
Bet you that this is Nola's 6th consecutive opening day start. It's the active leader in Major League Baseball for consecutive starts for a team. There's Trey Turner roaming at shortstop. He's going to make a huge difference with the lack of shifts. According to Fangraphs, he had the best range of any shortstop in Major League Baseball last year. Check swing, called a strike. 2-2.
Our guy at second ain't bad with the range either.
No, I'm very confident.
Yeah.
With his range at second base. Bryson Stott. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Semien. 186 career home runs, and the pitch hit in the air down the right field line out of play. Aaron in the postseason last year was 2-2 with an ERA of 4.91. His first 2 starts were excellent. He had 0 earned runs in those first 2, but then the next 2 they weren't as strong. Ground ball toward third, fouled. And like a lot of the guys that were in the Phillies rotation last year, he used this offseason to get his legs stronger and his back stronger so he can go deeper into the season with the hopes of going back to the World Series.
That should be everybody in that clubhouse's goal, to go back. I mean, that run they went on last year was magical. And I think you might want to throw a running fastball in on the hands here of Semien. He ahead of the breaking ball, fouling it off, pulling, and then the fastball that he's been thrown away, he fouled it off the other way. Maybe Aaron can see about running something in on his hands. Nope.
Little dribbler up the first base line. It's rolling foul. And will stay foul. Speaking of getting back to the World Series, PointsBet, or odds powered by PointsBet, have the Phillies at plus 1,600. The Astros, the defending world champions. I don't think that's a surprise that they're number one. You surprised the Braves are even with the Dodgers in that?
Yeah, it's well, you know, it's so hard. Like, I didn't know if the Braves, after they lost Freddie last year, like, how are they going to be? I knew Olsen was a good player. I didn't realize, you know, that those other guys, you know, that's the thing. You don't know what these young players. Harris came up and did a heck of a job. Grissom came up and did a heck of a job. Now they're counted on to be integral parts of their offense.
Yeah, Max Fried left today's start early with a hamstring issue. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Simeon. Phillies infield plays back all the way. Outfield pretty much straight away. Ground ball over to third. Backhanded by Alec Bohm. And across the diamond just in time to get Simeon.
Flawless.
What a way. So DeGrom threw 10 pitches in his half of the first. And Aaron's already thrown 10 pitches with 1 man down.
Yeah, but he's a workhorse.
Yeah, his pitch count's a little heavier.
He is a workhorse, though. You know, I started looking at his numbers. You know, most innings pitched, most pitches thrown, most, you know, I mean, just about everything. Most of this and most of that. And, you know, we've known Aaron a long time. It doesn't seem to bother him. I know I got a heck of a conversation with him the other night in the hotel when we got here.
Yeah, he was very talkative.
About a sprinter.
Yes, his sprinter van.
Said he's going to have a talk with my daughter, because my daughter won't let me get one. She thinks I would look kind of creepy in one.
1 ball, 1 strike to Corey Seager. And Seager takes just a bit low, 2-1. Seager hit in 15 straight games to end spring training. Hit .458.
Yeah, what's he batting now?
He's batting 0.
Yep. Tied for last with a lot of people.
He sure is. Nathaniel Lowe waits on deck. Aaron's fallen behind the first 2 hitters that he's faced in this game. And that's outside, ball 4. StatCast presented by Audi gives us a look at Aaron Nola's pitch arsenal from a season ago. Of course, the knuckle curve is his best pitch, but he's been working on a new changeup. He's been trying to throw a 4-seam and 2-seam changeup just to kind of deviate the speeds a little bit.
So I would imagine a 4-seam changeup would be kind of like a BP fastball.
I would
type?
think so. You know, and all the pitchers have a go-to pitch if for some reason the pitch timer is winding down and they've got to throw a pitch. The ball's at 1 strike to Lowe, runner at first base. And a pop-up left side of the infield. Turner and Bohm are over there. Turner makes the call. And he makes the catch.
Flawless so far, Tom.
2 outs. By the way, we've talked about the pitch timer in spring training, but here you go. Another lesson. Pitcher must begin natural delivery of the ball before the timer reaches 0. The wind up, the clock stops when pitcher steps back or goes laterally. Garcia. As there's a throw over to first. That's 1, John. He's allowed 1 more, and then if he does it again, he's got to pick him off. Which wouldn't have been a problem for Terry Mulholland.
No.
Garcia takes a strike. Last year, 27 home runs and 101 runs batted in for the 29-year-old.
I bet there's going to be guys with like the real quick right-handers. Like Vince has a real quick move. Velasquez. Guys, there's someone else too has a really good one. Who is for the Reds? Maybe.
I'll think of it. Probably not, but
Just a bit outside, 1-1.
yeah, Aaron's not sharp just yet.
No, he's not. He's usually pretty good in these openers. In fact, this is his 9th season where you can tabulate his debuts. Garcia takes a strike, and it's 1-2. A 3.17 ERA and 52 strikeouts in 48 1/3 innings.
So let me ask you something. If the runner can see the clock and the clock gets down to 1 and the pitcher hasn't thrown a ball to home out of the stretch, can you just take off?
Well, you can take off, yeah.
But like he has to go home, right? Or
Upstairs, and it's 2-2. He can go to first if it's his 3rd pickoff, but he's got to be able to pick him off.
oh boy.
And if he gets back to first, if the runner gets back to first on the 3rd one safely, then he's balked to second base.
Makes sense.
2-2 pitch. And a call. Strike 3.
Right.
First strikeout of the year for Aaron Nola.
First of 200.
That's right. That ends the first inning. No runs, no hits, 1 man left. We're on to the 2nd here in Texas. Let's take a look at our front door expert approach. We take a look at Jacob deGrom's season by season ERA. And I mean, some of these numbers, how about 2018? 32 starts, a 1.70 ERA.
And what was he, like 10 and 10?
Yeah, it was
something like that.
He just doesn't. The Mets just never scored a lot of runs for him during those years.
But you know, the numbers are just freakish. Then they get DeGrom or Verlander. The Mets get Verlander, and they got Scherzer back for another year. But can you imagine if they had this guy too? Still, happy he's not there.
0-2 pitch to Derek Hall, swung on, popped up outside of 3rd. Into foul territory goes Young, and he makes the catch. And then 1 away. And Nick Castellanos is coming up. A lot of folks are wondering, well, which Philly is going to have a big year? And I think some people feel like it's Castellanos to reemerge as an MVP caliber player.
That'd be nice to see him win MVP and comeback player of the year, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
I mean, if you win the MVP, you got to win the other, right?
Well, there you go. That one's down the right field line.
Nick.
That's going to be in for an extra base hit, and Nick is going to get to second base. It's a 1-out double. 27 doubles a season ago. Now, we've been talking a lot in spring training about him driving the ball the other way. He didn't necessarily drive it, but kept his hands back and got it there.
Kept it fair, which is nice, and playing on a faster surface. I just think right there you see it, just this balance is just really good. And we talked about this a lot with Bryce. When Bryce's balance is really good, special things happen, and it's the same thing with Nick. Nick put up huge numbers in Cincinnati, and you have to think that last year was okay, he was a new team, new city, trying to get life started over again, kind of. And I think now he's more settled in, more comfortable with the guys, and that wasn't a very good swing.
No, it didn't look comfortable.
No.
0-2 to Bryson Stott.
Trying to shoot it the other way, Tom.
See Castellanos a season ago. He did have 44 hits the opposite way. Taking his lead off second. The count is 0-2 to Bryson Stott with 1 out here in the 2nd inning. Upstairs.
Is it the same thing with second base? The pickoffs, you try it twice and then the third.
Correct.
You have to.
Or he's balked over to third base.
Yeah.
1-2. Swinging a foul. 100 miles an hour from deGrom. deGrom, 2-time Cy Young Award winner. He had tightness in his left side, which is why he was shut down during spring training. It was right at the beginning of spring training. Threw a slider there, and it remains 1-2.
Well, at least the pitch count's getting a little bit higher this inning.
Yeah, from 10 in the first inning, he's already at 10 here in the second inning.
We're getting ready to score.
Fell back again. It remains 1-2. Bryson had a heck of a second half last year. Hit 276 in the second half after hitting under 200 in the first half.
Well, he went to that no stride on occasion, and then eventually turned it into every pitch. I'm going to go no stride. Before it was like 2 strikes he would do it. A tough lefty he would do it. No stride. Like Bryce would do with 2 strikes, or a tough lefty, no stride. Those Las Vegas boys stick together, man.
He had 263 against left-handers last year.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to do if you don't stride. You see the ball longer.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Inside corner, according to the home plate. Boy, he's off today. That's 3. I mean, it's close, obviously. But if the box is correct, then those are off the line. That was at 99 miles an hour. I know, it's a pretty good pitch.
It's close. It's opening day for everyone.
Jeff Nelson, the crew chief. CB Buckner's over at first. 10 new umpires this year, John. 10 new full-time umpires.
That guy that threw JT out ain't one of them, is it?
Well, he's going to be one of those guys that goes back and forth between the minors and the majors.
Just hope it ain't anywhere where the Phillies are playing.
I don't know if I'm sure everybody saw it because it was all over the place the other day.
Well, our manager, what did he call it when we interviewed him the other day? Worst ejection he's ever seen in all his years in baseball.
2 balls and no strikes to Bohm. Alec last year hit 280 with 13 home runs, 72 runs batted in. Finished the spring with 4 home runs.
Base hit to right.
That one's out toward right center field. Garcia's on the run, out toward the wall. It is gone! Home run for Alec Bohm the opposite way. What a way to start the season for the Phillies third baseman as the Phils take a 2-0 lead here in the second.
Tell you, I just, you know, thinking about Alec Bohm and what he did last year after all the stuff, you know. But he really found himself offensively last year to find comfort. And now I watch him this spring, and he's like, okay, now I'm comfortable. Now it's time to do damage. And I really believe he's going to have a big home run year this year.
Yeah, confidence, body language, it's all different than it was a season ago.
And if that don't give you confidence hitting one off this guy, I don't know if we've ever scored more than 2 runs off of him, have we?
There are years where, no, they just didn't. He's not lost to the Phillies since 2017. Jacob deGrom. Jake Cave, the batter. And Cave takes outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
He had a heck of a spring, didn't he?
I was going to say, I know spring training numbers don't always matter, but he had 8 home runs in the spring.
Yeah, we were on the plane. I said, who is that guy with the gray beard? Right. I assumed he was a coach, or they said, oh, no, that's Jake Cave. I said, well, how old is he?
The Phillies got him off waivers from the Baltimore Orioles. 30 years old, and he takes a strike. Now 3-2.
That's a stress of a lot of years in the minor leagues. That gray.
Could be. Originally drafted by the Yankees in 2011. And then traded to the Twins, and he takes a strike there. 4 strikeouts for deGrom through 2 innings, but he just allowed a 2-run home run. Alec Boehm goes the opposite way for the Phillies. First home run of the year. I think would have left the bat, he thought he got it. And it carried right on out of the yard. Count on in the clutch, even during peak hours. The next generation Xfinity 10G network. Josh Young leads things off for the Rangers. Phillies up 2-0. Josh Young, 25 years old, #1 prospect in the Rangers organization, and the 34th prospect overall. And he lines one out towards center field, and Marsh is right there. That ball looked like it kind of knuckled on Marsh.
Can't trick him, Tom. Got the hair, the beard going.
He is relaxed as they come. He was so relaxed today. That's a good out there for Aaron Nola.
Quick
after
one.
22 pitches in the first inning. Here's Jonah Heim. Heim kind of established himself last year. First time he played over 100 games. He played 127 for the Rangers. Takes a pitch just a bit low, and it's 1-0.
It does look weird, though, without seeing like 800 guys on one side of the field.
I would agree with that. Ball's popped up out to shallow center field.
We've got an all-star there.
And Marsh comes in and calls off the all-star. I don't know if Trey Turner saw it all the way. It's a Cavity Busters Kids Opening Day you won't want to miss. Saturday, April 22nd at 4:05 versus the Rockies. Children 14 and under will receive a Phillies knit hat featuring the NL Champs logo. Visit Phillies.com to purchase your tickets and take home a great giveaway. You got some new hats going today, right?
I did. Francis sent me some to the house for the first 2 series, but I don't know. Can we call this a series?
Well, for the
us?
team, not for us,
Yeah,
though.
for us, so.
No, this is just a day in Texas for us.
Yeah, it is. And where else would you rather be?
That's right.
Florida.
Robbie Grossman, the batter. Ed Grossman takes a ball. It's 1-1.
Philly.
Yeah, the hats that John wears on the air, most of them are available at the New Era Team store.
Got a couple nice ones. I just got to see what costumes we're wearing to match them up.
Foul back. It's 1-2. Well, it's going to be a little chilly in New York, so we're going to wear jackets.
Ready.
Here, it's quite comfortable here.
Yeah.
Off day tomorrow. John's off Saturday and Sunday. Going to take in the Taylor Swift concerts that's going on here.
3 days of Taylor Swift.
And a called strike 3. That's just 7 pitches. So after throwing 22 in the first inning, Aaron Nola comes back and throws just 7 here in the second. Majors are set aside in order. We'll move on to the third.
He said he found it.
I figured he'd be able to figure it out.
Yeah, he's a lot smarter than his dad.
Brandon Marsh leads things off. Phil's lead at 2-0. The first pitch in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Again, DeGrom is scheduled to throw between 65 and 70 pitches. He's at 32 as this inning gets underway.
I'd get him now.
Inside it low, 1-1.
What's that Boch you got to know about managing?
It was good catching up with Boch today. You forget how large a human being he is. He begins this trek in Texas. The ball's grounded past the diving first baseman low and down the right field line. Marsh can really run, so he's on his way to second. He's thinking about 3. He's on his way to third. The throw by Simeon not in time. It's a leadoff triple for Brandon Marsh.
What did I tell you about the All-Stars catching the ball? Right here, he triple. It's his year. You know, I think, Tom, he figured something out last year with working with Kevin Long. I think he's going to have a big year, too. You see how more short, compact the swing is, not trying to do too much. And, you know, I mean, you look at what's going on here in this inning, you know. We've already scored 2. You got a runner on third with no outs, and Bochy's bringing the infield in.
Oh, there's a strike to Trey Turner. You know, I think that is a good shot of what Marsh has been working on. He's calmer in the box, less movement.
I'd sit on sliders if I'm Trey. He slidered him last time a couple times, get swings and misses.
That one he cues over the first base bag. It's better to be lucky than good sometimes. It's going to bring home Marsh. Turner's going to go to second, and he's hitting the bag and running. And he's going to get to third. Back-to-back triples for the Phillies.
Gosh.
And they lead it 3-0.
He almost stopped at second, like a complete stop. Oh, don't take nothing for granted with this team. I'm telling you. How's this, Tommy? This is fun.
Yeah, it is. Huh? That's 4 extra base hits for the Phillies against Jacob deGrom.
It's a good thing we're not doing Saturday and Sunday game. We might need time to rest here today after today's.
After this offensive explosion.
I mean, when's the last time we scored 3 off deGrom? That is a beautiful thing, though, just the way that ball cued. But yeah, this guy, we talked about it in the open, how, you know, he's one of the fastest guy, if not the fastest guy in baseball. Now watch him. Look how good he makes his turns, though. It's one thing to be fast. It's another thing to be fast and make good turns. He almost came to a stop right there, but reaccelerated. And we know how graceful a sliding gentleman he is. And it just looks like he looks like a guy out for jogging. Next thing you know, he's sliding into third.
No doubt. Well, Mike Maddox came out to the mound. Maddox, first year as the pitching coach for the Rangers. They're pretty high on getting him back here. Here's Kyle Schwarber with the infield in again, and the Phillies up 3-0. Inside.
You got that pitch. We used to yell that in the dugout every time a pitch would get thrown inside to one of our hitters. We got that same pitch.
I know. Schmidt used to say there was some guy on his team that did it too.
Well, maybe it was Boa.
Could have been.
Seems to be the common thread with you know, the 80s Schmidt-led teams to the 93 Jim Fregosi-led teams. Let's be big, though. Get this run in. Get another one.
1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch popped up behind home plate out of play.
And I told you, too, before the game, if we didn't get a fly ball this year, a foul ball come into the booth, Trey Turner is going to hit it. His bat's so flat, he's probably going to foul a lot of balls back, straight back, and we better be ready.
And you're thinking not only at home, but anywhere we go.
Anywhere. I don't know if he could reach up here. This is high.
Yeah, this is pretty high. In the dirt, gets away from Heim. Here comes Trey Turner, and he slides in under the tag of deGrom. He rolled his whole body down onto the ground to get in, and it's 4-0 Phils. Well, you know John Middleton likes that, and George Bush is a huge baseball fan. He and his wife Laura enjoying today's game.
Yeah, but look at this read, though. I mean, he went from just a standstill. He didn't get momentum coming home toward home. It was just a standstill, but just how graceful. Quick and graceful. It's fun. We get to watch him every game.
Yep. That ball smoked into the Rangers dugout, into the camera well.
Tom, it's 4. We got
4-0.
Phillies
on top.
Where's Carl? Where's the last time we scored 4 off deGrom in 2 innings?
I'm going to get you that in a second.
3 innings. Yeah.
September 5th, 2017.
I remember that day well. What happened?
Well, that was the last time the Phillies beat deGrom.
We're going to start a trend. Maybe they'll trade him back to the Mets. We'll, uh-oh, he can't hear through his thing. He got 2 seconds.
Yeah, let's see what happens here because.
Oh, boy.
So they're going to give him a little leeway, it seems, because he's having receiver issues. You know, the fans here are booing a little bit. The umpires are going to convene. Jeff Nelson is the crew chief. I think deGrom just put it up near Nelson's ear and said, "Here, listen."
Huh. Well, they were having trouble with the things here too to scan our credentials.
Oh, really? Maybe there's a.
You didn't. Oh, that's right. You didn't come in with us.
I didn't. My credential was not scanned.
Yeah, we went in and they said just go. We don't. Our scanners aren't working today.
Well, they knew you hadn't been on the road for a while, so they wanted to make it as easy as possible for you.
I tell you what, though, that's a long walk from where the bus parked up to here. Whew.
Oh. Well, no doubt that they got to make sure they're on the same page, because our Citizen stats leaders, Citizens, the official bank of the Phils, Schwarber led the National League in home runs with 46. So the umpires are talking right now because, you know, there's really nothing in the rules, John, about the technological flaws. He may have to put a ball up on the board. So let's see. Yep. So it's going to be a violation.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So it's
come on.
It's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
That's ridiculous. That's a bad rule. Well, we guess we get a chance to bring that up, don't we, soon?
Yeah, Rob Manfred, the commissioner of baseball, is scheduled to join us.
That's a question. How can that be a ball? So
well,
what if the catcher thought, okay, I hope he knows he's throwing a slider, and DeGrom thinks, okay, I'm throwing a fastball, and he crosses up the catcher, and the umpire gets hit. I don't know how you can just say, okay, that's a ball, because it's not our fault your monitor didn't work.
Well, I think Jeff Nelson is actually going to the review center right now and going over the rules interpretation of it. We did not see this during spring training, where there was pitch comm issues. And this year, unlike other years, there are pitchers that are going to be allowed to call their own pitches. So they've been granted the ability to have a pitch comm on their glove. So there was a call yesterday, a new rules call with Major League Baseball, just to kind of go over some things. And what's happening right now, this is where we don't know what they're discussing, or what the violation was. All right, now I think they're waving it off. So let's see if Jeff Nelson tells us. So it is going to be 2 balls and 2 strikes instead of 3 and 2. And now Schwarber's frustrated because this took a long time for them to figure it out. All right, so instead of 3 balls, 2 strikes, it's 2 and 2. Swing and a miss. Schwarber's down on strikes. 1 away. And he's not happy. I mean, there was a long delay. Well, odds powered by PointsBet. The strikeouts coming into the game today. The over for Nola is 5.5. The same, and DeGrom is 7.5. DeGrom already has 5, which is an interesting number considering what his pitch count was supposed to be. JT struck out looking his first time up. Outside, 2-0. Oh, so we mentioned about the rules conference call we had yesterday with Major League Baseball, and it was brought up, the fact that the fans at home, the fans here in the stadium, don't always know what the umpires are discussing, and we would like to know. And they said at this point this year they won't have any ability to do any kind of communicating with
us.
With us, yeah. Ball's floated over the head of the first baseman low. It's going to drop in for a base hit. JT's on his way to second. The throw won't get there in time. It's another extra base hit for the Phils.
Tell you what, man, this might be my favorite Phillies team to watch. It. Oh my gosh, maybe since 2008. I just, you know, you watch his first game, the way they're running the bases. It's a little, you know, he got full, just reached out and flipped a little ball to right field, but he's not on second base. He stands there and watches.
Right. By the way, John, it sounds like the umpires may be concerned about the weather, so they're thinking about closing the roof.
Maybe that's what the call was.
Derek Hall swings and fouls the first pitch off the screen.
Okay, you got to keep an eye on JT here, too. He had a little false step toward third trying to time DeGrom. Tough with a left-handed hitter. Free throw for catcher. Time.
Inside, 1-1. Phillies have scored 2 in this inning. They scored 2 in the second. But a 2-run home run by Bohm In this inning, they've scored on an RBI triple by Turner and a wild pitch. A ball and 2 strikes. He almost looked like he was out in front of him.
Yeah, that's weird. I tell you, they're playing him to hit the ball the other way. Look how left fielder's playing over there. Josh Smith, he pulled like a dead pull righty.
Rips it foul. Derek playing first base, and he's going to get the lion's share of the first base responsibilities with Reese having surgery today. And by the way, Reese had his surgery today in Fort Worth, not too far from here. Dr. Steve Singleton performed the surgery. Low, and everything went better than expected, is what Rob Thompson said.
Good. Yeah, we're praying for Reese, that's for sure. You know, that's a big presence out of this lineup and out of this clubhouse.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Hall. Runner goes from second. The ball's off the glove of Heim, and it goes back to the screen. JT's going to take a turn and hold up there. He's going to get a stolen base. He had 21 last year.
21 for 22, right? He got thrown out. Did he get thrown out in the playoffs?
They got thrown out the last series of the season by Martin Maldonado.
I tell you what, that's a tough pitch too for Derek Hall to lay off of with the runner going. And there you see what the players have done.
Yeah, that's great.
Bill Sheridan, I'm sure, had a lot to do with that. But putting Reese's locker, he's always going to be a big part of this team.
That one is a mile high into shallow right center field. Garcia's coming in. JT's tagging. Garcia makes the catch. And JT just draws the throw. Yeah, there are 2 outs. You know, I was talking to Reese the other day, John, after everything happened, and, you know, just texting back and forth with him. And he said, you know, obviously coming to terms with the fact that he's out for the year. And he said part of it is because he senses, like everybody else, that something special is going to happen with this team and with this group of guys, as he put it.
Well, you know, he needs to lean on Kyle Schwarber. Remember, Kyle got hurt.
He did.
And he came back for the playoffs.
Yeah, with the Cubs.
With the Cubs, and ended up helping them win a world championship, right?
Yep.
Wasn't that the year? So, you know, Kyle knows what everything Reese is going through.
Swing and a miss. Reese said, taking it all in right now, but also just preparing for the challenge ahead. He goes, I have to trust that I'll be better for it in the long run.
Yeah. It's the only way you can look at it. You know, we've known how he processes things pretty well.
Inside, 1-2, 25 pitches this inning for DeGrom.
I was watching Bryce today. He was taking some balls out in the outfield. Then he moved into first, and no one would throw him the ball. So he kind of like, what the heck? And he just walked in and stood behind the batting cage and watched BP. I said, oh, man, that's a bored man right now.
2-2. Yeah, he's been placed on not the 60-day IL, but the 10-day IL, which leads you to believe that there's a chance he could be back sooner rather than later. But I think he also mentioned this. He said there's also a chance he could DH for most of the year. 2-2 to Castellanos, who doubled his first time. Fouls it off. And speaking of Reese, it's hard to replace 30 home runs.
No.
It's hard to replace
really
an OPS around 800. Swing and a miss. So DeGrom has 6 strikeouts through 3, but the Phillies have scored 4 runs against DeGrom in a game for the first time since 2017. On the mound. Phillies scored 2 in the second inning, 2 in the third. The roof is open here in Texas. Last year we played here all 3 games. The roof was closed. It's certainly a different view when the roof is open. And as Aaron Nola finishes up his warm-up tosses, we're joined up here in the booth by Rob Manfred, the commissioner of baseball. Hey, Rob, we appreciate you joining us on this opening day.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's nice to see you. I know we saw in the last half inning there was the pitch timer or the receiver the receiver issue. And it looked like the umpires went to the review center and got an answer.
I actually figured out what happened in between innings. There was a pitch com issue. The umpire called a violation because he didn't realize there was a pitch com issue. They went to replay. It was clear that DeGrom had let him know it was a pitch com problem, and they took the violation down.
Yeah, and with a lot of the new rules, we're all learning as we go on. We didn't have that in spring training, the issues with the pitch com.
It's going to be a little suspicious, Rob, though, if someone does that with like 1 second left. Hey, wait a second, I can't hear. I don't know what I'm throwing.
Well, you know, look, I think there's going to be issues that arise with the new set of rules. You know, we've got very competitive people. They're going to find ways to kind of game the rules. But, you know, our umpires do a great job managing a bunch of issues in every single game. And I think with a little time, we're going to get over that.
Didn't Scherzer try to do that his first start?
Yeah, we actually issued a series of clarifications of the rule to deal with the kind of quick pitch phenomenon.
Well, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brad Miller as we begin the bottom of the third. And a breaking ball hit foul. After watching all the spring training games, are you happy with the implementation of the rules?
I really am happy. I mean, I want to start with the most important thing. I think the players have been unbelievably positive about what's a lot of change. I mean, it's a lot of change in players that, as you both well know, are they like routine. They've been really positive about it. And in terms of what we've seen in the game, shorter, more action, higher batting average on balls put in play, more athleticism. It's kind of what we saw in the minor leagues, and glad that we're seeing the same kind of results at the big league level.
How many coaches are upset about the non-shift rule? Because some of those guys, that's all they lived for.
Right.
Let's see how we can put more guys on the right side of the infield with Schwarber.
Yeah, you know, look, we thought about the shift rule a lot. In some ways, it was the easiest change, because the downside was so limited. I mean, if you think about it from a fan's perspective, the worst thing they could say is, you know, I'm looking at the field and everybody's where they're supposed to be, right? I mean, it actually is, I think, a good look for the game. And look, I think, you know, particularly left-handed hitters were really disadvantaged by the shift.
That ball is smoked foul down the right field line.
Are we going to get to where there's going to be a rule implemented about outfielders shifting now?
You know, we talked about the potential for the left fielder essentially becoming the short fielder on the right side. And, you know, one of the things that's been a huge improvement, I think, in our office is we have a group of recently off-the-field players, Raul Ibanez being, you know, among
We love Raul.
Yeah, and so does everyone in baseball.
Yeah.
You know, and the feeling was that it's hard to go the other way for left-handed hitters on the ground. Not quite as hard to go in the air, so you're taking a big risk if you move that left fielder.
Yeah, we saw it one time in spring training. I think that was the only time we saw it where the left fielder came in and played in short right field, right center field, where the second baseman would have played periodically. You
know, I do think, John, that your question, though, raises kind of an important, larger point. I think with the new joint competition committee, I'm hoping that one of the things that's going to happen in our sport is that we become more like other sports in the sense of being able to make adjustments, right? We dealt with the big part of the shift this year. If, in fact, you know, we end up with left fielders playing in short right, you know, we can change it again next year. I mean, it's not...
It seems like today's player is more accepting of change. Well, we weren't real good with it, Rob. I don't know if you noticed, but...
Look, I said it earlier. I think in terms of the rollout, it was smoother than I would have expected, and a lot of it was due to the attitude that the players had in terms of, you know, these are the rules, we're going to figure it out, we're going to play.
Yeah,
and that's great for us. I mean, really good for us.
Well, Rob, we appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you again as the season moves on. Always great having you in the booth.
It's great to see you,
and
too.
And with the pitch timer, these interviews are a little faster now.
Yeah, well, I did have the longest half inning of all time on the other side. So.
You did. Rob Manfred, the commissioner of baseball, nice enough to join us here in Texas. Phillies are on top 4-0 as we go to the top of the fourth. Strike, and it's 0-2. by the way, John, so you weren't with us in spring training, but when we had these interviews like with Rob, because of the pitch time, they go really fast.
Oh, I could. Yeah, it seemed like he just sat down and got the seat warm.
There's some more Phillies fans taking it in.
That's right. Travel well, Bob. They travel well.
Stott struck out his first time up, and he fouls that one off the home plate umpire, Jeff Nelson. First, though, it hit Jonah Heim in the hands. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the Rangers just now start getting somebody up, loosening in the bullpen. Dane Dunning is starting to warm up in the bullpen. Swing and a miss. Stott strikes out. 7 strikeouts for DeGrom. And Alec Bohm is coming up. Johnny, it's the RAV4 inning, brought to you by Toyota. Visit Toyota.com to find your 2023 RAV4 Toyota today. Toyota, let's go Phils. Paul Muller from Toyota listening and watching.
Did you get a text from him? Did he change his number?
Changed
Is that
his
like
phone number.
Oh, I got.
His phone got hacked somehow, so he had to change his number.
I thought it was like a, what's that called? Like a. Yeah, I thought I got hacked with the number when he texted, so I deleted it. Well, won't be talking to Paul anytime soon.
0-2 to Bohm.
I lost that whole last inning.
Well, it was a good one for Nola. 2 strikeouts to start, and then a ground out to third. Line drive, base hit down the right field line for Alec Bohm. Bohm's going to have his second extra base hit of the game. He's on his way to second. And he is there standing. See his gold spikes. The bottom of his spikes are gold, flickering as he went around the bases.
Yeah, I thought that was, who's that Olympic runner that wore the gold? Was it Bolt? Usain Bolt?
Yeah, Usain Bolt. That's it.
Beautiful thing, man. I tell you what, that.
How about all these extra base hits they've got today?
Grossman's down there getting used to that corner, isn't he?
Yeah, the Phillies have been peppering the right field corner. Swing and a miss by Jake Cave. Cave struck out his first time up. Phillies, by the way, have lost 9 straight to the Texas Rangers. They don't play them often, but they'll play them every year moving forward now. Outside, 1-1. All right, so he's at 70, John. So
This is it.
They said between 65 and 70.
Who they got warming up? A lefty.
It's Dane Dunning was warming up, but
They
then
got 2 guys. I've got a feeling that this could be it. After Cave bats here, I got a feeling he might bring in that lefty to pitch to Mars.
Yeah, Maddox actually just popped out of the dugout. I think he already signaled. No, he didn't signal. He's just going to go out and talk to him.
You don't think Boch is coming out to take him out?
Well, I mean, you would think in spring training the pitching coaches were making the changes.
Yeah, Mike Maddox is a lot more spry than Boch.
Boch does not move well.
Never really did.
So that note that just popped up when we were talking about previous 9 outings for DeGrom against the Phillies, he allowed 8 earned runs, and today he's allowed 4. The MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Citizens Bank Park. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. All right, so Maddox trots back to the dugout.
So now we had more questions for Rob. So if the clock is starting to go down and it's getting to like that danger area, like 3-2, can the pitching coach, if he hasn't made a visit yet, call timeout?
Yes, it would just go,
stop it.
Yes, it would just count as a mound visit.
There's all kind of ways to get around this stuff. We never did even bring up the big bases.
Check swing, a little high. We'll see him in Philadelphia at some point this year. There's a line drive out toward left center field. Garcia's on the run back toward the track, and he reaches up and he makes the catch. Bohm goes back to second base. And here comes Bruce Bochy. So that'll be it for Jacob deGrom.
They get Bo's full sprint.
Yeah, I noticed when he was walking to the cage before that he wasn't moving all that well. All right, so deGrom's outing is done after 3 2/3. So pitching change for the Rangers. Phillies leading 4-0. We'll be back right after this. Well, back here at Texas, as Cole Ragans is the new pitcher for the Rangers. Last year, 9 games, a 4.95 ERA. He hopped up after Dunning had been warming up. With Marsh up with 2 men down. Count 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, I think, Tom, this is one of those things where, you know, look, it's still early in the game. It's only the top of the 4th inning, but, you know, you saw Boach with the infield in, you know, with 2 runs, you know, down 2 after Bohm hit the homer.
Opposite way. That's a fair ball down the third base line. It'll be another extra base hit and another run for the Phillies. 7 hits, 7 extra base hits for the Phillies. And they lead it 5-0. And Marsh now a triple and a double in his first 2 at-bats. How about the Trey Turner hit and now that hit?
Can't do it if you don't use your hands. See how I used his hands right there? Just flip that thing the other way. That's a great hit. You can do that lefty on lefty. If you can do that, you could hit lefties.
Well, intentional walk for Trey Turner. That means Kyle Schwarber's going to face the left-hander. So that tabulation of hits for the Phillies, 7 extra base hits. So for deGrom, the most extra base hits he had ever allowed in a game was 4. Excuse me, was 5, 4 times. And today the Phillies got 6 extra base hits against him. Schwarber takes up and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Schwarber slide out to center and he's gone down on strikes. Opposite way. Going back on it is Smith toward the track. He has room and he makes the catch as it slices away. And the side is retired. The Phillies, though, tack on 1 more. They get 2 more extra base hits. Middle of the 4th, 5-0 Phils. 2018, this is kind of what John was talking about. 871 2/3 innings for Aaron Nola, which leads all of Major League Baseball. His ERA 3.47. And his strikeout to walk ratio 10.4. And there you see top 5 innings pitched since 2018. Zach Wheeler, who will start Saturday against Nate Eovaldi, is on that list. Corey Seager fouls the first pitch off. It's 0-1. In fact, Rob Thompson said today that Bailey Falter will start Sunday. And Matt Strahm, who's scheduled to start also in the Yankees series, I think game 2 of the Yankees series, is available today to pitch out of the bullpen. Another lefty. There's good news on the Rangers Suarez front. He threw today and felt good. And then Christopher Sanchez is scheduled to throw a couple of innings in the next couple of days. 0-2 to Seager. In the dirt, 1-2. Seager's walked today. He's the only base runner for the Rangers. deGrom, Eovaldi is to his right on the screen.
Yeah, they have the potential to have a good starting staff. deGrom and John Gray and Perez and Nate Eovaldi.
Martin Perez probably would have been the opening day starter if they hadn't signed deGrom and Eovaldi. 2-2. Seager 33 home runs last year, 83 runs batted in. Off the end of the bat foul. Well, this is still the RAV4 inning, brought to you by Toyota. Visit Toyota.com to find your 2023 RAV4 Toyota today. Toyota, let's go Phils. A little high, 3-2. Seager, former first-round pick by the Dodgers, went to high school in North Carolina. He was the #1 ranked player in North Carolina when he was drafted. The youngest of 3 brothers that have played professional baseball.
Didn't Kyle just retire?
He did. He just retired. Popped up, out of play. Line drive out to left center field. That'll be the first hit of the day for the Rangers as Seager's aboard to start this 4th inning. Well, it took until the 4th for Texas to get their first hit. Second base runner.
He's just a special player, Corey Seager is. Pitch right down the middle, but no protection with 2 strikes. You got to stay on pitch, especially knowing that Aaron has that 2-seamer that can start at your hip. You really have to stay on it. Seager did that and shot it to left center field for, like you said, Tom, their first hit of the day.
And it brings Lowe up, who just fouled that first pitch back. Lowe also has a brother who plays professional baseball. His brother Josh, out of the Rays organization. They played together in Single A and Double A. Or I guess it was Single A and Triple A in the Rays organization. A bouncer right side. Derek Hall. Yep. Trying to avoid Aaron Nola. It was as if Derek Hall was an offensive lineman and was trying to get to the hole for the running back.
Yeah, Aaron's a big guy, but he's losing that battle. He runs into Derek. But yeah, I think Derek had intentions of maybe trying to get out at second, but you know, you just get one right now. Let Aaron take care of the rest.
All right, so now Garcia, he struck out looking his first at bat. Folks have asked about Derek Hall and his defense, and I think he's solid defensively. That one's over for strike. A little cutter from Nola.
You just knock it down and get him out, right?
Knock him down, get him out. Outside corner, 0-2. Aaron got married this past off season. He and his wife Hunter. In fact, Hunter's on this trip. We saw her. And a line drive out toward left field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Seager's going to be stopped at third. The ball's kicked around a little bit. So first and third now with 1 man down. And Josh Young is coming up.
I didn't really like that pitch right there from Aaron, right? You know, he got 2 calls away. Maybe a little off the plate. Don't you go back out there one more time just to see?
Yes.
He tries to throw this breaking ball. JT wanted it down and away, and it was down, but it wasn't away enough to Garcia. And heck, young man can swing the bat. Well, nothing that a double play won't cure. Probably see more traditional double plays this year, not your 4-5-3.
Correct. Yeah, the third baseman's probably not going to be involved as much as he has been in recent years.
It's good to know.
Yeah, scorecards have looked kind of wacky over the years. Weekday mornings, wake up with NBC 10 News Today. The day's top stories plus traffic and the most accurate weather forecast in town. Make your mornings count with NBC 10 News Today. Count on it. By the way, big doings back in Philadelphia. The new scoreboard is up at Citizens Bank Park. It's kind of overwhelming in its beauty.
Really?
Crystal clear.
Anxious to see it on opening day.
All right, so first and third. Here is Young. He lined out his first time up. Take it outside. Last year in the big leagues, he had 5 home runs, 14 runs batted in. Rangers took him in the first round in 2019 out of Texas Tech. Two and 0. That's a good curve. Young didn't think so.
Yeah, that's the one there. You wish he'd have swung at that one. That's a.
He may have topped it.
Yeah, it's possibly a grounder to third.
Fastball in there, 2-2.
Back out there.
Yes, so that's the pitch you were talking about to Garcia.
Yeah, he had 2 of them out there to him. Garcia didn't like either one, and then he throws him something off speed that stayed over the center of the plate for Garcia. Go back out there.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Runners on first and third. Way outside. He tried to cut her. That cut pretty good.
That might have been a little too far
out.
Too far.
Corey Ragsdale, the first base coach, talking to Garcia. We'll see if he's thinking about taking off here.
Yeah, he's been trying to time it. Watch him over there take a couple like false steps towards second.
He doesn't go, and the pitch outside, ball 4. That's going to load the bases up. And it's going to bring Jonah Heim to the plate. Think about getting somebody up here?
I would think, yeah. What's he at pitch-wise? He's got to be 70.
62.
62?
Yeah, the Phillies bullpen is loaded with depth, particularly with Strahm, who will start next week in New York, being available in the pen. Heim takes a pitch a bit high, 1-0. It's amazing, though, watching Aaron pitch these last couple of innings, and now how he's kind of hit the wall here.
Make a really good pitch here and get a grounder.
Popped up outside of third. Bohm hustling over into foul territory. He can't get there. It just wasn't hit high enough.
Bet that took some skin off, though.
I mean, he's shifted a few steps over, too.
Legally shifted.
Legally.
But that is a long, long run for a ball that wasn't hit very high or very hard. I think the ball bounced and hit him in the noggin, didn't it?
It did look like it hit him. Line drive over the glove of Hall down the right field line. This may clear the bases. Heim will get to second. Nope, they're going to hold the runner at third. So 2-run score. And now it's 5-2.
That thing just got over the head of Derek Hall. Nice little short, compact swing by Heim, and it's just over the reach of Derek. And we see what happens in that corner. You got to be really careful. And Castellanos played that really well to keep Jung from scoring from first.
So Robbie Grossman, who struck out his last time up, is the batter. Gregory Soto starts to warm up in the bullpen for the Phils. 5-2 game. Curveball.
I wonder what would if Soto comes in this game to face Brad Miller, who's on deck. You wonder Bochy will go to a pinch hitter.
Yeah, he's got a 4-man bench.
Yeah, but then you got another lefty coming up after Miller.
And a high fly ball to deep right center field. Castellanos going back, and this game is tied. Robbie Grossman's first home run in a Rangers uniform. It's a 3-run bomb.
Yeah, it was that. It's another fastball by Aaron. It just leaks over the center of the plate. Good catch by the bullpen guy for the Rangers.
Well, now Brad Miller's the batter. The count is 1-0, and yeah, Aaron's out of gas. He's getting close to 30 pitches in this inning. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. This will be the 30th pitch of the inning. Brad Miller, 2 different stints with the Phillies. He had 20 home runs the one year in 2021. Signed a 2-year contract with the Rangers before last season. Ground ball backhanded by Bryson Stott. And 2 outs. See what Rob does here. He's coming up the stairs. That's going to be it. So Aaron will be done after 3 2/3. In fact, he and Jacob deGrom both last 3 2/3 today. He's given up 5 runs in this inning. And we've got a pitching change. It's the Phillies 5 and the Rangers 5. He allowed 4 hits. All 4 were in this inning. He walked 2. Our Audi electric play. This was the big hit. It's Robbie Grossman.
They got him a fastball up in the center of the plate. Just demolished it over the fence there in left field. Good pitch, the right field, sorry. Good catch by the bullpen guy, Tom, and that's our electric play.
Brought to you by the e-tron at your local Delaware Valley Audi dealer. All right, so Soto, who was the closer for the Tigers, is on to face Josh Smith.
So what are you trying to say? He probably never came in the 3rd inning?
I don't think he's,
inning,
yeah, this is kind of early for him. But Rob did say today, he said he didn't have anybody designated to be the closer today. It was funny talking to Rob. Somebody asked him, you know, he accomplished a whole lot last year, made it to the World Series in his first year as a skipper. Is that any different now having your first opening day as a manager? He goes, nah, I'm just a coach. I just talk to more people than I used to.
It's a good way to look at it.
3-1.
Yeah, he is pretty relaxed fellow.
And that's ball 4. So Marcus Semion's going to bat here. 9th man to bat in the inning. If only they just opened the roof up again, John.
Yeah, we had a lot of success with that roof open. Not so much with it closed.
One. Semien is grounded out to third twice. Oh, 2. Hard throwing left-hander. That sinker was at 97 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's the one thing Phillies are going to have coming out of that bullpen this year. They're going to have some high octane coming out from both sides. With Kimbrel and Sir Anthony and Brogdon. Alvarado. Soto. What other lefty we got down there?
Andrew Vasquez, who's a little different.
Well, he's a lefty, isn't he?
He is.
Makes you different automatically.
Little looper out toward right center field. Stott's going out. It's going to drop for a hit. And Smith's going to get to third. Going to be first and third with Corey Seager coming up. He started this rally in the 4th inning with a single. Got it down toward the handle a little bit.
Yeah, you can look and see, like he first 2 at bats he grounded out to third. It looked like this at bat that he was going to make a conscious effort not to try to pull the ball.
Fastball at the knees to Seager. Soto represented the Tigers the last 2 years in the All-Star game. Last year he was 5th in the American League with 30 saves. He had 30 saves and 33 opportunities. He had visa issues this past spring, so he didn't get to spring training till midway through the month of March. Now the 1-1. Down low, little slider, and it's 2-1.
He got 2 outs. I don't know if I would give in to Seager right here. He made a good pitch.
Little quick pitch. The runner goes. He'll go to second easily. So a stolen base for Semien. He had 25 steals last year. And now there are 2 in scoring position. And it's 3-2 to Seager. And that's ball 4. Well, the inning continues. And Nathaniel Lowe, he's going to be the batter. Looks like Connor Brogdon starting to warm up in the bullpen for the Phillies. Up and in, 1-0. This is part of the issues that Soto's had in past years, the command issues. You got a thought on having to quicken the pace because of the pitch timer? Does that affect command?
I haven't seen him pitch enough to know if he does this quick pitch slide step every time. But you can see his arm's not catching up to what his body's doing. That's why everything's up and into low here in this at bat. I mean, if he does that all the time, the quick pitch like that or the slide step, then yeah, have at it. But if he's just doing it, I mean, you know, bases are loaded. Ain't no one stealing.
Right. There's nowhere to put the batter. Also.
Yeah. Go back to what's comfortable.
There you go.
He went from the regular. He didn't slide step.
So maybe that's what JT was telling him.
Yeah.
Little dribbler back toward the mound. This might be a tough play. He flips toward home. He's safe at home. It was probably his only play. It's just that it wasn't the greatest of tosses. Phillies are looking at it to see if the ball arrived before the runner got to the plate. It is a forced play.
Yeah, I think Rob Thompson waved it off, but yeah, I mean, this is the only play Soto had. And give Smith a lot of credit. He was busting it down that line on contact.
Here comes Rob Thompson, so that's going to be it for Soto. He's done for the day. 6 runs have scored for the Rangers. What a turn this has been. Well, this was a 5-0 Phillies lead. Now, the Rangers have scored 6 runs here in the 4th inning. 5 of the runs against Aaron Nola, and then 1 so far against Gregory Soto. They had a first pitch outside to Garcia. Outside.
That 2 cutters?
Did look like 2 cutters.
I guess what's coming now, you'd think.
On the outside corner, 4-seam fastball.
This is where they got him last time, remember? 2 strikes away that he thought were outside. And then a breaking ball that stayed in the middle of down. It was down, but still middle.
Swing and a miss. The ball gets past JT. Another run will score as Simeon crosses the plate with a slide. I think JT just missed it. I think it's going to wind up being a pass ball. We'll wait and see what the official score says.
Yeah, I think it has to be a pass ball. I mean, yeah, I mean, it wasn't far off the plate. JT just whiffed it. Oh, as good as things were going.
Out toward right field, that's pretty well hit. Castellanos is going back. It's over his head. It's off the wall. 2 more runs will score. Garcia's on his way to second. The throw, he is out at second base. He popped off the bag. Trey Turner kept the tag on him. The side is finally retired, but the Rangers erased a 5-run deficit. They'll take the lead into the 5th. For the 4th inning. Now they lead at 9-5 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. 7 hits, 3 walks, 9 runs. 56 pitches. The bottom of the fourth inning did not adhere to the speed up rules. 29 minutes, John.
Well, we didn't get any balls or balls called against us, so we made it in time.
If there wasn't the increase in the pace of play,
oh, we'd still be here.
Fouled back by JT. It's 1-1. So left-hander Brock Burke is the new pitcher for the Rangers. He's the third pitcher used, so each team has used 3 pitchers so far. That pitch just missed, and it's 2-1. JT has doubled. He's also struck out. JT, who grew up in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma weather.
About 210 miles from here, John.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Not too far.
What's that, the Red River? Red River rivalry? Is that what they're called?
Red River rivalry. 3-2.
I hate to say that fast after a couple cocktails, huh?
You go without the cocktails. It's a tough one to get out.
Yeah, let's try it the other way first.
With the cocktails or without?
After that 9 spot, yeah.
Oof.
Perhaps we should start now. Nah. Oh, good.
Off the hands, out towards shallow center. Simeon's out there. The second baseman makes the call on the catch. 1 away. First 4 innings, this is what the Phillies offense did. They had 7 extra base hits, including a home run by Alec Boehm against Jacob deGrom. deGrom went 3 2/3, allowed 6 hits and 5 runs. StatCast, powered by Google Cloud, gives us a look at all those extra base hits. Derek Hall's 0 for 2. And it's 0-1 to Hall. Limited big league time last year. Hall had 9 home runs. Had an OPS of 804. Outside. Here's the extra base hits. Most in a season opener is 8 in 2006 against St. Louis. A high bouncer to first, cut off by Lowe. 2 outs here in the 5th.
Yeah, they didn't take them long to score 9, did it?
No. They did it in all different ways, too.
Yeah. Walks, wild, or pass ball.
Well, that home run by Grossman, though, that pitch was up and poof. Castellanos takes strike 1 on the inner half. Robbie Grossman played the end of the year last year with the Braves. Ball's hit toward the hole. Diving stop by Young. To his feet. 1 hopper off the glove of Lowe. And Castellanos is safe at first.
Give him a hit.
Would have been a close play.
Yeah, would have. Uh-oh.
Easy ball to pick or hard ball to pick there, John?
That one's not that difficult. Yeah, that's a long bounce. I mean, that basically like a throw. It came right up to his belt buckle, really. That one you should just catch. That one you should just catch like you're catching a normal throw that didn't bounce, because it bounced up there. If it's low, you have to try to scoop. But you know, that was one you just. I don't know. I missed that before. Randy Reddy bounced one to me, and I whiffed it. Oh my gosh. Never heard the end of that.
I was going to say, he probably never said anything either.
No, not old Spiky Rotten.
0-1 to Stott. He takes a fastball down the chute. 0-2. 86-mile-an-hour fastball by the lefty. Bouncer left side, and that's going to sneak into left field, a base hit. And Castellanos will hold up at second base. As we said, Bryson Stott 276 last year against left-handers.
Yeah, take what they give you, shoot it through that hole. What's the deal with all these singles, though? What the heck?
Yeah, really.
Well, here comes a guy that's done something today with extra bases.
Yeah, Alex got a home run and a double so far this afternoon. Phillies trail it by 4 after leading it by 5. Balls 2 strikes. Back in the second, our giant direct play.
Yeah, and it was direct, all right. Oh, looked like a cutter from DeGrom, just up in the zone. And the young man right there, I feel is going to have a heck of a year. And Alec Bohm.
Late on these last 2 pitches. I wonder if there's a little deception from Burke as he's come to the plate.
And it's 96. It's got to be something. But yeah, we've seen this a lot with Alec last year. Foul off a bunch of balls the other way, and then they try to trick him with something off speed, and it's a rocket somewhere and pulls it.
The ball's 2 strikes. Pitch is fouled down the right field line.
97
yeah,
right
that one
there.
came in at 97 miles an hour.
He had a lot of hits in this game, but you can't say that there's been one hit that go, oh, if we could have shifted, we'd have had him out, right? I don't think there's been one that you can say if they were allowed to shift, they'd get that recorded out.
Castellanos celebrating that take by Bohm out at second base. The crowd moaned, but it was off the plate, and Castellanos signaled that way.
There
The ball's
go.
grounded back toward the middle, a base hit. Alec Bohm is 3 for 3. Here comes Castellanos. He's going to score. It's now a 9-6 game. And Alec just needs a triple for the cycle. And the Phils will keep this inning alive for Jake Cave.
Cave's going. See? He can stay out there, I guess, huh? Yeah, that's just, you know, you mentioned it, Tom, though. Alec was a little late on some of the fastballs. But, you know, you see enough of them, eventually you will square one up. And he got one he liked. No shift, up the middle, scored another run. How big a day is that young man having right there?
3 for 3 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored.
3 runs scored here in a minute.
Yeah, so they'll keep the lefty Jake Cave out there.
Surprised it.
Maybe Sosa or Guthrie. Phillies acquired Christian Pache from the Oakland Athletics, former big-time prospect from the Atlanta Braves organization, but he was with the A's. They acquired him.
For Olsen, right? Wasn't he in the Olsen deal?
I believe he was in the Olsen deal. First pitch to Cave is a strike. It's 0-1. So he'll be here later on today. So he'll be available for Saturday's game. One 1-1.
Baldwin kind of beat him in there. Fastball in, you beat him. Let's hope he tries to trick him with something slow.
Swing and a miss. Throw a breaking pitch. And the inning is over. The Phillies do get one on the RBI single by Alec Boehm. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning. A lot of offense today. It's 9-6. Globe Life Park on March 31st, 2014, when the Phillies won a wild one, 14-10. Well, we may be heading to that same finish. Cliff Lee was tagged for 8 runs in 5 innings, but picked up the win thanks to a 17-hit attack. Jimmy Rollins had a big day that day.
Probably a lot of guys did.
Yeah. All right, so Connor Brogdon is going to face Josh Young as we begin the bottom of the 5th inning. The other ballpark is still here. It's right across the street. In fact, we can see it out the left center field windows.
Yeah.
And there's a brand new hotel that's going up in the backside of that old stadium.
They play XFL games there now, right?
Yeah, there it is out there. See the brick? XFL and little soccer.
Football.
European football, yeah.
Some parts of the world.
Some people call it the world's game, John.
But that would not be me, Tom. I never understood that game.
1-2.
Run and run and run and run. And the game is ended. Nothing. But wait, we're going to put extra time on.
and we'll give you a point.
Yeah. I don't understand the rules.
Here's the 1-2. A little low. 2-2. Do you watch Ted Lasso?
I do not. What's that?
It's a TV show.
It is?
Yep. On Apple TV.
That's why I don't watch it. I'm not allowed anymore. It's been a rough winter.
Down the right field line. How to play. Why aren't you allowed?
Well,
did you break it or something?
No, but
did you have like 3 accounts?
Yeah, that's probably closer to what really happened. Well, no, that's pretty accurate to what really happened. And yeah, I'm not allowed to order anything anymore off my phone or.
Ball's popped up into foul territory, third base side. Boehm is over and he runs out of room. You can't order anything anymore?
No. Wouldn't you think Hoka shoes, right? They sell for $20 a pair on websites.
I don't think that.
Well, no, because I ordered 4 pair.
On a website for $20
Never
a piece.
got them.
But did you pay for them?
Apparently, because we had to cancel the credit cards. And that was the last straw with me and
Epps.
Good pitch.
Brogdon gets a strikeout on the changeup. And there's one away. Jonah Heim, the batter. Well, if you did get Hokas for $20 a piece, you would have got a heck of a bargain.
Yeah. Don't you have a pair of those? No, you have Brooks.
I have Brooks. Heim has doubled home 2 runs. He takes it inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Jeff Halleckman, our producer, said it's funny that you and I are talking about top line running shoes.
Well, look at us. Adored by many, Tom, we are.
Swing and a miss. It's 2-1.
It is nice to know that you're 62 years old and everyone has an opinion on what shoes you should wear.
Well, everybody has an opinion about everything. That ball's hooked deep down the right field line. Foul. You know what I mean? Everybody has an opinion about everything now.
Yeah.
Social media has kind of left that door open, and this generation has left that door open too. And we say that because we love our kids, but they have an opinion about everything.
Huh. Yeah, they do.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here at the bottom of the 5th. Fouled back. Nine runs at the bottom of the 4th inning for the Rangers, the most runs they've scored in an inning since September 2nd of 2018. They had 9 runs in the 6th inning of that game.
It's all because old Buckethead.
Line drive over the glove of Alec Bohm and into left field. So Himes 2 for 3. It's a 1-out single.
Tell you what, he's hit 2 balls that just got over our corner infielders' heads.
Yeah, the double just barely got over Derek Hall's head.
I don't know if we get any taller at those positions, can we?
I don't think so.
Yeah, just over the head of Alec.
Robbie Grossman hit a 3-run home run his last time up. And he hits that one sharply, caught by Bryson Stott. And that was about 2 feet above the turf, all the way out to him. Another 2 outs. And here comes Bamboo Brad. He's 0 for 2. He's struck out. He's grounded out.
A nice man. Is he not?
He is a very nice man.
I just keep looking at that when they show those hitters and that person behind there eating a peanut butter M&Ms or a peanut M&Ms.
Well, don't you have your boxes?
No, I'm not allowed to have candy, Tom.
Oh, you're not. Somebody brought in peanut M&Ms.
Yeah. Well, I brought them up. I was going to share them with everyone, but then no one wanted them, so I guess I'll just take them back to the hotel and have them.
Give them out to the people at the hotel.
Well, maybe not.
That's low. All complimentary.
Oh, boy. No. "14 seconds. Come on, Connor. Brad's ready."
Good change up there. Fastball or cutter. Well, that's in there for a strike. 2-2.
Backdoor cutter.
Josh Smith waits on deck. Well, now the runner will be off from first. The count 3-2. Goes, pitch fouled off by Miller into the second deck. Nice grab by somebody.
Got a nice little changeup down and away. Get old Brad swing a little early.
Swinging at a foul back.
What was that, Tom? 83.
That was a changeup, yeah.
But it was middle. So you got to get this Rangers media guy's got a picture of Boch on the cover. Bet New Era had to readjust their hat making.
8 1/4, I think, right? Is that how big his head is?
At least.
3-2. Runner will go. Here he goes. Pitch is lined out to left center field. That's well struck. Cave going back. And it is gone. Opposite field 2-run home run for Brad Miller. It's 11-6 now, Rangers. A day that started well for the Phils. They had a 5-0 lead. And now they trail it by 5, 11-6. And Rob Thompson is going to go back out and is going to take out Connor Brogdon. So pitching change for the Phillies. Boy, he just went down and got that one.
Big power for Brad. Took care of that one.
Andrew Vasquez is coming on for the Phils. Phillies trail it by 5, 11-6. With 2 outs here at the bottom of the 5th inning. So this will be the 4th pitcher used by the Phils. We'll tell you about Vasquez when we return. Well, here's Andrew Vasquez. Phillies claimed Vasquez off waivers from the Giants in November. They had also claimed him off waivers from the Blue Jays in August. Last year he pitched for Buffalo, Lehigh Valley, and Sacramento in AAA. And Bubba Thompson is going to pinch hit. He pops the first pitch up into foul territory on the first base side, and Derek Hall makes the catch, and the inning is over. But the Rangers score 2 more on an opposite field home run by Brad Miller. Season 2, remember. The NLCS MVP set franchise records, delivering 22 hits and 13 extra base hits in a single postseason. Bryce became the first player in Major League history with 4 game-winning home runs in a single postseason, including the blast that sent the city into a frenzy and the Phillies to the World Series. That's why he's the Philly of the Week, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Well, there's Bryce. He's been working out with the team as best he can. A little shake of his head there as the Phillies trail at 11-6. They led it 5-0 going into the bottom of the 4th inning, but then the Rangers scored 9. Bubba Thompson stays in the ball game. He's in right field. And Robbie Grossman goes from right field to left field. There's Grossman. And Brock Burke continues out on the hill, facing Brandon Marsh, who takes outside. It's 2-1. Two and two. Fouled it back. Nobody's doing it in today's ball game, but Major League Baseball has implemented a new jersey for a ball player who makes his Major League debut as Marsh is down on strikes. Trying to make it a little extra special. They've decided to put an MLB debut patch on the uniforms of all the players who are making their professional debut.
In case they forget.
Well, that they're also going to capitalize on it by using it in the Topps rookie cards as well. But like Anthony Volpe, who playing shortstop for the Yankees, his jersey for his first game, he's wearing number 11, will have the MLB debut patch on it.
And your thoughts on that?
Just keep adding patches.
Yep.
Which is high. 1 ball, 1 strike to Trey Turner. Turner has tripled and driven in a run. He was intentionally walked his last time up. Get outside. 2-1. This is a free and easy 94.
Yeah, he's got good stuff. Doesn't mean we can't score on him.
Popped up out to shallow right center field. Thompson comes in, the right fielder, and he makes the catch. Now time for a word from TaxAct.
When you file with TaxAct, life help is easy.
Well, 2 outs here at the top of the 6th inning. It is tax season. Time's running down for you to file your taxes. There's Kyle Schwarber facing the lefty. You saw Jonathan Hernandez starting to warm up in the bullpen for the Rangers. Swing and a miss by Schwarber, and it's 0-1. Phillies have the off day tomorrow. Generally, the off day is built into the schedule for the opening series because in case there's bad weather. It's kind of interesting here because of the roof, why there's an off day. Schwarber's down on the count 0-2.
What do you think the reason was?
I don't know. In fact, when I saw we were opening in Texas, I thought, well, we're going to play 3 straight. We're not going to. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Schwarber strikes out, and the side is retired. 3 strikeouts for Burke. It is 2 innings of work. We'll move to the bottom of the 6th inning. A little Brisket, John.
There's something about Brisket I don't like. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh, that looks pretty good.
The only part I like is like the top part, where all the fat is.
Yes. Have you told Bull that?
What?
Have you told Bull that you don't like brisket?
He's watching the game, so I don't have to know.
Oh, okay. Marcus Semien leads things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Semien takes low. Semien is 1 for 3. Grounded out to third twice, and then singled and scored a run his last time up. That was part of the 9-run 4th inning. A different arm angle for Vasquez. Popped up behind home plate. Realmuto gives it a look, and it's back off the screen. Two and two. Think back to that 9-run inning. Seager's at bat was a long one that started the inning, and he singled. Ground ball over to third. Bohm's got it, runs toward first, and he throws it away. Semien would have beaten it anyway. He just took too much time when he collected the baseball to get himself set to make that throw, and Semien does run well.
Yeah, it looked like he just couldn't get his footwork right.
That little double clutch.
Yeah, that double clutch with the leadoff hitter with speed. Going to get you every time. They give that a hit, I think.
I think that's a hit.
It is now.
Corey Seager, the batter, he has scored twice. He's been on base 3 times. It has officially been called a hit, John. 9 runs, bottom of the 4th inning. 29-1 record when scoring 9 runs in an inning or more since 1974.
How do you score 9 in an inning and lose?
That's a good point. Maybe we're going to find that out.
I think we might.
Foul back, and it's 1-2. Kind of quiet here for 40,000 people.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I think they might be tired from that 9-run 4th. Have to reload.
40,000 is the capacity here. 40,000 and change. I'm going to handcuff JT a little bit. stadium was built at a cost of $1.1 billion.
Wow. What do you think the thing across the street costs? Jerryville.
Oh, that's a good question. Ground ball to second base. This could be two. Stott to second for one. And Turner's throw to first in time. 4-6-3 double play. Yeah, this complex is a lot like Citizens Bank Park and the Link and Wells Fargo. They've got this stadium, of course. Then they have the old stadium, and about 100 yards away is the Cowboys stadium.
Yeah, that reaches to here.
It's a big stadium.
Oh man, that thing's huge.
1.2 billion is what being told that cost.
Is that where Taylor Swift's playing?
That's where Taylor Swift is playing. Yep. Reading's Taylor Swift.
She is a PA born young lady. Got her start at the Reading Phillies, right? Singing the anthem.
I think that might be right.
Yeah, that's what they told me. They said she'd come to games, and if the singer wouldn't be ready to sing or didn't show up,
they'd wave her in.
She would say, "I'll do it." Her dad or someone. So, young girl singing the national anthem at the Reading Phillies games. Now, she's done pretty good for herself.
She sure has.
Yeah,
she sure has.
Yeah.
And she still does sing the national anthem from time to time. Seen her at the World Series do it. That's ball 4. Lowe's just been walked on 4 pitches. And now Adolis Garcia will be the hitter. 29-year-old who defected from Cuba. An all-star in 2021. Inside corner, and it's 1-1. Caleb Cotham is going to get Andrew Bellotti up in the bullpen. That's a strike, and it's 3-2. So the runner will be off. It's Lowe at first. There's Andrew Bellotti with the trimmed down Dave Lundquist in the bullpen. Runner goes, pitches into the air to left center field. Cade going back toward that little alley, and he makes the catch. And his side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We'll head to the 7th. 11-6 Rangers. Well, big day. He's still having a big day. He's got 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Brandon Marsh, triple-double RBI. And then the Rangers scored 9 runs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Robbie Grossman hit a 3-run home run. They added 2 more in the 5th on a Brad Miller home run. Neither starter, Aaron Nola or Jacob deGrom, got out of the 4th inning today. So now Jonathan Hernandez is going to take over for the Rangers as we move to the top of the 7th inning. And JT Realmuto will be the batter. Got a first pitch outside. Phillies last year were 9-11 in interleague games. Out to center field. Garcia heading back toward the wall. He jumps. He can't get it. It's off the wall, and Real Muto's around second, heading to third. And he's going to get there standing. Let me correct myself, too. That is not Garcia. That's Thompson. So they moved Thompson from right field to center field to start this inning. And he just misplayed that one into a triple.
And JT put a nice little charge into this one, and I don't know what Thompson was. He looked back, and then his jump is. Look where this ball goes. It kind of goes underneath his glove. Didn't quite pick up the fence quick enough, and JT, we know with that speed, easy triple for him.
So now Derek Hall with a runner at third. But Derek takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Got to be some kind of record getting close to with all these extra base hits we have, isn't it?
It is pretty amazing. Topper foul. This game's far from over. I mean, the way it's going.
Yeah.
I mean, you're into both bullpens. Phillies with 8 extra base hits today. There's Bellotti. Ground ball right side. JT's going to score. Simeon will make the play to first. So 4-3 on the putout. It's an RBI for Derek Hall. He had 16 last year in the big leagues. And he now makes this an 11-7 game. And Castellanos will be the hitter. Castellanos has 2 hits today, and he takes strike 1. 2 hits, 2 runs scored. Fouled off, and now the count is 0-2.
This is where if you're Nick, like, can you lay off a breaking ball away with 2 strikes?
We laid off a fastball that was just barely out of the zone. Oof.
He got a little giddy up on it. Just watching his approach, it just seems like he's calmer and he's seeing the ball better. Now, he's going to chase. Everyone does. But his takes are really good.
And a strike 3 called at the knees. Boy, I thought that Hernandez was going to run out of time there for a second. T-Mobile customers get free MLB TV. Redeem now through April 3rd at T-Mobile.com/MLB. There's Bryson Stott, and Stott fouls it away. Bryson spent the first part of the offseason watching every inning of the postseason. He said, just because I wanted to see it again after playing in it and feeling the crowd, all that stuff, and how great it was. He bounced out there. RBI for Derek Hall. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch. It was early on. And this is the bouncer to Derek Hall, where he had to avoid Aaron Nola. That was where Aaron sort of hit a speed bump, though, right after that.
Yeah, it wasn't long after that that lost location, but that is our Hyundai defensive play of the game, brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers. Phillies are dug themselves a little hole here. Nothing that a 5-spot can't cure.
That's right. Andrew Vasquez is done after an inning and a third. And now Andrew Bellotti in for the first time. Andrew, he pitched pretty well for the Phillies last year. He turned out to be an excellent pickup for them. And he will face Josh Young, Jonah Heim, and Robbie Grossman for the Rangers. They just did Take Me Out to the Ball game here at Globe Life. Join us at Citizens Bank Park as we honor and celebrate the 2022 National League champion Phillies with a special pregame ring ceremony. Sunday, April 9th at 1:05 versus the Reds. Visit Phillies.com to purchase your tickets today. Now, the home opener April 6th and home game number 2 on April 8th are already sold out. So the only chance to be there for the first weekend is to come on the 9th. There's Aaron Nola. Nola today went 3 2/3, allowed 4 hits and 5 runs. So now Young to face Bellotti. Got a first pitch down low, 1-0. Mentioned this before about Josh Young, #1 prospect of the Rangers organization. First round pick out of Texas Tech, signed for $4.4 million.
Oh, wow.
He was undrafted out of high school.
It's a lot of money.
A lot of money. On the inside corner, that's a strike, and it's 2-1. He was the 8th overall pick. He's from San Antonio, where he was a football and baseball star. That one went right on by JT. It's 3-1.
Can you imagine he'll get $4 million before he even put on a professional uniform?
It is pretty remarkable. Three balls, 1 strike. Fouled back 3-2. It's 95 on that 4-seamer from Bellotti. Swing and a miss. He got him. 95 again. Yeah, that's the first out here in the 7th inning. And Jonah Heim is the batter.
Tell you what, he got that one right when that clock hit 0. Nothing fancy. It's that fastball riding up and in on Young. Couldn't pull the trigger. Well, he pulled the trigger. He just pulled it a tad late.
Heim has 2 hits today. He's 2 for 3. Got a breaking ball. It's in there, 0-1.
Probably, what, a foot from being over?
Yeah.
6 inches over Hogg, 6 inches over Alec.
Ground ball right side, and glove side stab by Bryson Stott. 2 outs here in the 7th. Every time a Phillies pitcher records a pitch of 95 or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity 10G Network. The future starts now. A lot of games already final around Major League Baseball. Minnesota shut out the Royals 2-0. Tampa Bay knocked off the Tigers 4-0. Today was the first day, obviously, for the Rays, and the first season in the last 18 that they were without one of their play-by-play voices. Their radio voice, Dave Wills, who partnered with my old partner in Trenton, Andy Freed, for the last 18 years, passed away suddenly several weeks ago. So Andy and Neil Solondz obviously did the duties today. They wore Hawaiian shirts in honor of Dave Wills, because Dave wore a ton of Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, I remember reading that story, man.
Yeah, it's sad.
Just very sad.
Condolences out to Dave's family. Dave was a good guy and meant an awful lot to that Tampa community. Inside and low. And now 2 balls and 1 strike. But it was kind of cool as a homage to Dave. Andy and Neil both were in their Hawaiian shirts today in the booth down in Tampa. Low, 3-1. Cubs shut out the Brewers 4-0.
First place Cubs.
Yeah. Marcus Stroman got the win. He went 6 innings. He struck out 8 for the Cubs.
World Baseball Classic, right?
He pitched for Puerto Rico.
He's probably stretched out.
Yeah. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. Didn't even need help from Ben May. Atlanta knocked off Washington 7-2. We mentioned Max Fried was lifted from that game with a hamstring issue. Yeah, that's ball 4. So Grossman walks. It's a 2-out walk. Yankees won 5-0 today. Aaron Judge hit a home run.
No. That's his first?
First home run of the Major League season came off the bat of Aaron Judge.
He only hit, what, 60-something last year?
Yeah. He had the
He's on his way to 162.
Record breaker here.
He's on pace for 162.
Check swing, foul ball. There have been players who have had amazing opening days where, you know, they all of a sudden jumped out to these great statistical runs the first day or two, and then it all evens out.
Yep. Play long enough, that baseball card ain't gonna lie.
Oh, 1 pitch to Miller. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Here, well, there's been a lot of offense. Phillies allowed 9 runs in the 4th inning, most allowed in an inning in opening day in franchise history. Back in 1900, the Bean Eaters, John, scored 9.
They were good, though.
9 in the 9th inning.
Yeah, not a lot of power. Boy, they knew how to move runners.
They sure did.
Yeah, they hit behind runners.
Yeah, they were fundamentally sound.
Yeah, a lot of them choked up. 2 strikes, just put it in play. I know, just, you know, look, I'd never seen him play, but, you know, Wheels has seen him and called some games that they played. He gave me the scouting report on the old Bean Eaters.
Yep. They finished 66 and 72 that year, the Bean Eaters.
Oh, man.
They also had 4 ties. And Miller's down on strikes to the side.
It's because they don't have a lot of power. Right?
It's
Games last forever.
No runs, no hits. And 1 man left. We go to the 8th. Phillies down. I'll sell out here at in Texas, the home of the Rangers. The day began with the roof open, and the Phillies had a 5-0 lead. But then the roof closed, and the Rangers scored 9. It is not deterred Alec Bohm, though, who's 3 for 3, and he takes strike 1.
How long does it take that roof to close?
Well, it took about an inning, or, you know, at least the top of an inning.
That wasn't the inning they scored 9. That could be like an hour.
No, I think it was the top of the 4th when they did it. In the dirt, 1-1. Alec Bohm has only been 1 opening day cycle in Major League history. Wow.
G. Walker.
G. Walker.
Against Cleveland.
Tough foul.
Guardians.
Well, now the Guardians.
I know, but I got in trouble last year because someone said that I did that on purpose, which
You didn't.
Trust me, I'm not smart enough to do anything on purpose.
Walker that year was an all-star, by the way. 151 games. He had 335.
Oh, wow.
Swing and a miss. And Alec Bohm's down on strikes. He had 335. He had 113 RBIs and 18 home runs.
So what you're trying to say is you can drive in runs with singles.
You sure can.
Wow.
Yeah, he finished with 213 hits that year.
Drove in 130 something?
He drove in 113.
13. Good Lord.
Jay Cave takes outside. It's 1-0. Cave is 0 for 3. Outside again, 2-0. Again, the Phillies are off tomorrow. They play again Saturday afternoon and then Sunday night.
And you will be meeting us up in New York.
I'll be meeting you in New York. I'm heading to Houston to the Final Four. Jay Cave lifts that one out towards straightaway center field. Thompson's going back toward the wall. Does he have room? He leaps and he makes the catch. It would have gone out of the yard because of that short fence out in left center field. But Thompson used his lanky frame to pull that one in. Yeah, there are 2 outs here in the 8th inning. I think that one would have gone out of the yard.
I think so too. And this is our GMC precision play of the game, Tom. And Thompson right there. Just look how casual though and relaxed he was going back. There was no like wasted effort. Just, you know, keep your eye on the ball, because sometimes when you have a dome like this, you see there's dark and light. So you know, I know like the Astrodome, you could never take your eye off the ball, and he didn't. But he found the wall, and that's why he was able to make that play so easily.
Yeah, 3 unassisted. So Hernandez has a lot of run in 2 innings of work. We're going to the bottom of the 8th inning. Little defense for the Rangers. Help the cause. They lead it by 4. 11-7. Turning point. John, I thought this would be a Phillies turning point, honestly.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking so too, but Robbie Grossman just said, you know what, I'm going to handle this and put us back in this game, and a couple more hits after that, we're going to take a big old lead on this game, and that's our Toyota turning point, courtesy of Robbie Grossman and that big 3-run homer.
Well, Matt Straub, who is scheduled to start up at Yankee Stadium on Tuesday, is on here as he pitches the bottom of the 8th inning facing Bubba Thompson, who popped out in his only at bat. He's 0 for 1. Swing and a miss, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. You got plans for the off day tomorrow?
Yes, I do.
Nice. Inside corner, 1-2. Just going to watch some TV.
I am going to do nothing.
Yeah, those are good plans,
Those
John.
are really good plans.
Those are good plans.
Yep. Nice bed in the hotel. It's very comfortable.
Very nice hotel.
Yeah.
Swing and a foul. You will eventually get out on the golf course, though, right? Not tomorrow, but eventually at some point.
Yeah, I hope. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe this summer sometime. Hopefully.
One and 2. Fly ball. Short right center. Actually, it's going to come back onto the infield dirt. And the catch is made by Stott. So 1 out. The boys are going to play golf tomorrow. Fransky and Chris Ware and Kevin Stocker, who we've been informed is an excellent golfer, by the way. I mean, it's not a surprise, right?
No. No, he I mean, just look at him. He looks like a country club kid. Doesn't he?
I guess I never thought about it, but
He's
yeah,
got
I
the
guess.
nice hair combed over, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like he could have grown up in a country club.
He did cut grass at a country club during his retirement.
Did he tell you that?
Yes, he did.
Do we have any video?
I'm sure he has
proof?
pictures. He said he would just go on and just listen to music, put the headphones on, listen to music, and just cut grass.
I wonder what he listened to.
2 balls and no strikes. Inside to Simeon. It's 3-0. Yeah, but apparently he's pretty good.
Oh, he's a really good golfer. Yeah.
There's Seager. His son plays at Gonzaga.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole family's good, apparently. His oldest son's in New York, right? So he'll get to see him.
Correct. Ball's fouled at the plate. I think got a piece of Jeff Nelson. That is 3-1.
Scott Francie got to go see his dad today.
Saw his dad, yeah.
Nice. Can you get stuck with me? Wow. Can we say short end of the stick?
3-1. Ground ball foul at the third base line. 3-2. Look how far apart they are. Hey, Scott.
Gosh.
There's Stock with his reading glasses on. He's getting older.
Yeah, I mean, act like you like each other.
There's Murph not even paying attention to the game.
No, the only one paying attention was that guy in there who didn't know his name.
Yeah, the engineer.
Yeah, is that what they're called?
Swing and a miss, yes. Yep.
Why do they sit so far apart?
I don't know. It's a great question. There's got to be at least 7 feet between. There's Rob Brooks in the back. 7 feet between the two of them, right?
At least.
You think it's because Murph is standing there?
Is Murph standing or is he up above him?
Oh, I thought he was standing there.
Well, Murph needs to get out the way then.
Here's Seager, swing and a miss. And it's no balls and 1 strike to Seager. Seager today has walked twice. He singled and scored. And he's hit it to a double play. He's actually scored 2 runs today for the Rangers. 10 years, $325 million for Corey Seager before last year.
What would you do with that?
I have no idea. Well, I'd buy you Hokas.
$40.
I'd actually pay full price if I had that. and wouldn't get your credit card canceled.
Thank goodness.
Two balls, 1 strike. 2-2.
Buy a place in Ocean City?
Another one for you?
Not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom, come on. You know there ain't nothing we buy for us anymore.
2-2 pitch. Swung on. Tapped back to the mound. Strom. Nice play.
Wife and kids puts an end to all that happiness and fun.
That
for
and your apps.
Yeah.
Shut her down. We'll go to the 9th. Last chance for the Phillies. Down 11-7. By the Xfinity 10G network. The future starts now. By Citizens, official bank of the Phils. And by Independence Blue Cross. Learn more at IBX.com. On to the top of the 9th inning. Game 1 of 162. The Phillies and the Texas Rangers. And Jose Leclerc.
Did you see his spring training numbers?
Leclerc?
Yeah.
Yes.
7 2/3 innings, 14 strikeouts.
Yeah, he's got a live arm. Just look at his numbers from last year and how powerful they were. 7 saves and 9 opportunities last season. Home plate umpire Jeff Nelson is waiting because the pitch clock was still, or excuse me, the in-between inning timer was still counting down. So Trey Turner will lead things off. Phillies down by 4. At a first pitch popped up. Out towards shallow right. Simeon, the second baseman, is there, makes the catch. And 1 out here in the 9th inning. T-Mobile customers get free MLB TV. Redeem now through April 3rd at T-Mobile.com/MLB. Well, the Phillies came out with some thunderous offense in the first 4 innings of the game.
Amazing how quick it turns, doesn't it?
It really did. Kyle Schwarber takes a strike, and it's 0-1. It's an 89-mile-an-hour cutter from Leclerc. Kyle's 0 for 4 today, couple strikeouts. Mentioned what Rob Thompson said the other day, that, and even today again, that Schwarber will be back out in left field on Saturday. Because he DH'd a lot during the World Baseball Classic. He didn't get a lot of reps out in the outfield.
I don't think he liked that call.
No. He hasn't been happy today.
Maybe he'll have one of his legendary throwouts of a game. Get thrown out of a game. That was impressive.
That was impressive with Angel Hernandez behind the plate. And the 1-2 pitch popped up on the right side. Simeon comes in. He's under it. And there are 2 outs. After the game coming up over on NBC Sports Philadelphia Plus will be our post-game show. Here's JT. And he takes outside, 1-0. Little looper out toward left field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. So JT with a 2-out single. That's his 3rd hit of the day. He has a single, a double, a triple.
Yeah, I mean, there has been some positive signs offensively.
Absolutely.
Just Aaron had that one inning where it did look like he just ran out of steam.
Derek's got an RBI. He's 0 for 4. He grounded out his last time up. JT will take off. And he'll get to second base. I believe that'll be defensive indifference. Phillies led it 5-0. Aaron Nola allowed 5 runs in 3 2/3. In fact, it's the first time in his career he's not held on to a 5-run lead. That is amazing to think about. A little low. 2-1. Vin Scully used to say, sometimes the fans react with their hearts instead of their eyes. Popped up, 3-2. Playing a little Rocky music,
oh, wow.
John.
Did they not know?
I don't know. It's nice of them to do that on behalf of the
really
Phillies.
Nice, yeah.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Phillies trail it by 4. Swing at a foul. Derek Hall staying alive. Most runs scored in the season opener. The Rangers 12 back in 1992. We talked about that wacky game in 2014 that the Phillies wound up winning. And there's ball 4. So the Phillies need 1 more base runner to bring the tying run to the plate.
That's what's baffling to me. What is it? 11-6.
Right.
2 outs, runner on second. 3-2 changeup to Walker.
Yeah. And you put that on the pitcher, you put it on the catcher.
The one who shook his head.
Yeah. Castellanos waves at the first offering. Nick today has scored a couple runs. He has doubled, he's singled. And now he's down to the count 0-2. He just asked for time. Trying to gather himself, see if he can keep this game alive. Yeah, the 0-2 pitch coming to Castellanos. 1-2. Two and two. I think if he loses him, Bochy may go out and get him. He's got a lefty in the on-deck circle and a lefty warming up in the bullpen in Will Smith. Check swing. And now 3-2. They appeal. No swing, says C.B. Buckner. The runners will be off on this pitch. Take a look.
Nope.
He checked. There's the veteran Will Smith. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the ball game is over. Game number 1 of 162 goes to the Texas Rangers by a final score of 11-7. In the 9th inning, no runs, 1 hit, 2 men left for the Phils. Phillies had a 5-0 lead that they could not hold on to. And watched as the Rangers put 9 up on the board in the bottom of the 4th inning. Robbie Grossman is our Chevrolet player of the game. 1 for 3, a 3-run home run in that 4th inning. And he also walked later on in this game. 40,000 and change. Watch the